me better when I wasn't yours. I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back to who I was before.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Another video of me not wearing makeup because I got my eyebrows microbladed and I'm going through the healing process. If you want to know how it's going, baby, I'm over it. I am over it. This is the perfect example of don't think just because you experienced it once that your experience will be the exact same any other time you go through it, because I'm getting antsy at this point. I had videos I was supposed to turn into brands, but I can't because I can't. Well, I am at the point where I could put makeup on, but the peeling, you see that? The peeling is at the point where there's like skin hanging off that won't fully fall off, so I have some somewhat healed and then not, and it's just like that's not gonna look cute even with a full face of makeup on. You can literally see the skin hanging off. So if you've noticed anything falling off, that is what you see falling off. And then it falls off and falls off right into my eye, and stink burns actually once it's in there. So I'm going through a lot, okay, but I had to get on here and post another video. So even though I'm not wearing the makeup, I want to do a video on if I had to start my makeup collection all over again, what are 5 products that would absolutely positively have to be necessary. Y'all know I have quite a large collection of makeup, and y'all also know that I know that's not realistic. It's just, you know, boils down to what I do on the internet. But you know, a regular person, the average makeup wearer does not have a Sephora sized makeup collection. The average makeup wearer, I really feel like, doesn't even really wear makeup like that. Now, there are some women who absolutely positively do wake up and put makeup on every single day, but especially like as you start getting older, I feel like for a lot of people it's more so like special occasions or, you know, outings, those type of things. So they don't really feel a need to have a Sephora sized makeup collection. And if you are just beginning, it's not realistic to go out and purchase a full face worth. So I know you won't be able to do a full face, and that's kind of the point, making it more realistic. When I started wearing makeup, I'm pretty sure I had a foundation, a powder, and maybe like one of my mom's lipsticks, and that was it. And you know, you put that on and you really felt like you was that girl. You did it. Your face was doing most of the work and the makeup was just an added extra. I feel like a lot of people can relate to that experience, especially if you are starting to wear makeup when you are young, middle school, high school, college student. It's just, again, not realistic that you can go out and buy a full face of makeup, especially when one foundation can be $40, $50. So these are, even though you probably can't do a full face, if I was starting my makeup collection over again, these are 5 products that would have to be in there and why. So if you guys want to know, let's go. First up, I feel like you already knew, I would need this primer in my routine. Now, it is very back and forth who you talk to on whether or not you need a primer. Keep in mind that this I use as a primer, but they do have shades in this that you can use as foundation. So I feel like this product is a little different because it's almost like a 2-for-1 when it comes to foundation. It adds a little bit extra that a foundation would without you necessarily having to use it as a foundation. You can use a different product for the pigment of it, or just mixing the 2 formulas together to really get a nice foundation for your foundation. But this is the Danessa Yummy Skin Balm, Blurring Balm, and this is the universal shade, so it looks like this, and I use it as a primer. Just about every single foundation and just products I put on top of this has worked well. This will help if you, when I was pulling products to recommend to y'all, I'm thinking of products that are going to do some of the work for you, especially if you are a beginner. So blurring is going to do that on your face. And not only is it going to do that with the products that you put on top, but your actual skin. So if you are worried about things like pores or anything like that, like it'll kind of give you a nice clean canvas to put the products on top of. So in my opinion, I'm going to put this primer in there. Now, there are some people, they will tell you all you need is really good skincare and you're good to go, but this is my video. Okay, next up, I did go back and forth between foundation and concealer. Like if I could only choose one, because we're limited to 5 products right now, if I could only choose one, which one would I go with? And I went with foundation because I just feel like concealer can be a little intimidating. Y'all know I didn't even really like concealer for a long time. You can use concealer without You can use concealer without using foundation. You can use concealer as foundation. Like, concealer is a very like well, a lot of makeup products are very multi-use, but I feel like some people are intimidated with concealer, especially with under eye creasing and stuff like that, then trying to figure out, you go with a brightening shade, do you go with a conceal shade? So let's just stick with foundation. And for that, I picked the NARS Natural Radiant Foundation. And I picked a NARS foundation in general just because I told y'all, or I tell y'all all the time, that I really feel like NARS has some of the best complexion products out there, and they will really give you options. So if you are a natural, I was about to say if you're a natural finish girly, but I feel like you don't really even know what type of girl you are when you're starting makeup, or like what you're really going for, especially if you've never experimented on your face. I meant normal skin. Dry skin, oily skin, they have options in their foundation for all of y'all. And even though I have oily skin, I really like the Natural Radiant. Again, for a beginner, I think it does give you a chance to kind of figure it out as you go along. If you are a natural finish kind of girly, if you like a matte look to your face. And even though I have oily skin, if you have oily skin, you can still make this product work. So I feel like this is a very like beginner friendly type of foundation. And even if you're not a beginner and it's just more so, you know, maybe you are someone who pays to get, because, you know, I have makeup artist friends and they will tell me like they have clients who go to them for everything. It could be they're just going out for, you know, to go grab coffee and they're going to make a makeup appointment because they don't know how to do their makeup themselves. So maybe you're not even a beginner, you're not new to makeup, but you're sitting down and you want to start figuring it out for yourself. I think this is a very good foundation to start with that. So I'm putting that in here. Now, I just said when I started out with makeup, I had a foundation and a powder. So I'm going to put a powder in this video. And it was actually very hard for me to pick a powder because y'all know I have oily skin. So I have a lot of powders and I have a lot of reasons why I like different powders for different things. But I really try to stick with a pretty simple powder again, so it give you a chance to kind of figure it out on yourself. Also, even though powder is simple, it cannot be simple. Like the way powders will blend in with other products. Again, if it's too matte of a powder, anything like that. So I went with the Laura Mercier Translucent. This is in the shade Honey. And y'all know I have said, I feel like the formula of this powder is pretty simple. It's more so the look, the finish that this gives on the face, especially this color for a deeper complexion, that makes me really like this powder. So again, if you are someone who is just trying to figure it out, trying to figure out how the products work in general, how the products work on your face, I feel like it was better to recommend a product like this as opposed to a powder where, you know, if you put it on your face, it'll easily dry out your face. Or, you know, trying to figure out between a powder that's too mattifying or one that's too chalky, brightening, something like that. Like, this is a pretty simple, straightforward powder. Okay, up next, I was going for setting spray. And it was a battle between the One Size and the Danessa, because again, I'm trying to give you products that might do some of the work for you. If you are just trying to figure it out on your own, if you're just starting, you know, the easier, the better. And both products will do some of the work for you, and they have their strengths. Both, I don't think either one has like a weakness or anything like that, but y'all get the point of what I'm saying. But I ultimately went with the One Size Powder Melt Glass Setting Spray because I feel like a lot of the complaints that you will see with people when they are just starting out with makeup, especially after using powder or something like that, is my skin looks dry. I also want to point out, if you are just trying to figure out putting on makeup and starting your makeup collection, again, we're going to stick with the word realistic. A lot of the times when you are looking at makeup on the internet, you are looking at makeup with a filter, right? You are looking, and you know, it's just become a part of society. You get on Snapchat, you get on Instagram, you get on TikTok. The apps actually have like built-in skin softener. So even if you're not using a filter on TikTok, I'm not sure about Instagram, but I know TikTok specifically, because sometimes I've looked at myself and I'm like, wait a minute, why does my face look like, I know I didn't put a filter on, but they literally have, even cameras, when you first get a camera, make sure you go through the settings and turn off that like smoothing effect, because it'll have you out here looking like that one Steve Harvey meme. So even like, people aren't even always doing it intentionally, but like, we have just become accustomed to looking at people with filters on. Skin is going to look like skin. Okay, so if you have textured skin, yes, there are things you can do to kind of smooth it over, but baby, if there's a pimple there, there's a pimple there. So, you know, just had to put that disclaimer out there. Let's keep it realistic, but I'm also going to keep it realistic, being someone who was there, knowing that that is one of the things people focus on when they are first figuring out how to do their makeup. Oh, it doesn't look like everyone else's. It's not blended like everyone else's. You know, I look chalky. I look this. This setting spray is going to help you when it comes to the products blending in, having that kind of blurred look to your face. If you know, maybe your hand can't get all the powder off of your face, this will blend it in for you. And see, that's why I was going back and forth between this and the Danessa, because I wouldn't just rely on this to set my face. I have oily skin. The Danessa I use to set my face after I use this. However, again, if we're focusing on just, you know, you're a beginner and you're trying to have your products blend in, stuff like that. Now, this is a good setting spray. It's just not the spray I would use to set my face. But if you're focused on that, you're focused on blurring, maybe your main goal for right now is how the makeup looks. I do think that's also something people focus on a little bit more, as opposed to how the makeup wears. If you're focused on how it looks, then I would say this setting spray. If you're more focused on how it wears throughout the day, because I also feel like that's something that is kind of left out of makeup reviews nowadays. And again, because social media has moved towards like short form content, you don't really see wear tests and stuff like that. So you really only get the initial video where it looks cute in the moment. You don't get to see what it looks like 9-10 hours later. But if that is what you're worried about, how it wears throughout the day, not to say that this will not wear well throughout the day if you are just using this, but we can only go with 5. So if that is your focus, then I would say the Danessa spray. Okay, and the 5th product, y'all know we are in a blush moment right now. Painted by Esther has us in a chokehold. Blush, blush, blush. There is no blush blindness. People cannot get enough of it. So I'm going to go ahead and say blush. Again, I think if we're only going with 5 products, I have to throw blush in there because it kind of adds life back into the face. Your face can start looking very flat if you are just wearing foundation or just concealer. You know, there's no bronzer in here, so I feel like blush is something that we could throw on a little bit. People do it naturally. So this is the Rare Beauty blush. It's a liquid blush. Y'all know I love me some of this. It's pigmented. I feel like you can control it with, you know, again, if you are a beginner, you can do too much with certain products, but I feel like you can control this. So if you do want to go overboard with blush, you can. If you don't want to do too much, you can do that as well. I've never had patchiness issues with this blush, or it's worked well with most of the products, if not all, that I've put on my face. So definitely one I would recommend and would definitely be part of my 5 products if this was just my makeup collection. And yeah, y'all, I didn't put a like contour or bronzer in there, again, because I think those can be a little intimidating of products, especially if you are of a fairer complexion. Certain bronzers, especially bronzers, it can get very muddy very quickly. So I feel like, you know, let's get the basics down first. Like I said, I was going back and forth between whether I wanted to put concealer or foundation in here. What else do you put on your face? Eyeliner, baby. My hands still be when I'm wearing eyeliner, and I don't even wear eyeliner to eyeshadow. Feel like, again, it's the basics, not too overwhelming. We try to figure it out. So those are the 5 products. If I wiped my makeup collection, I had to start all over again, the 5 that I would absolutely positively need in my collection. So yeah, y'all, that is it for this video. Those are my 5. Let me know in the comments down below what 5 you would go for if you were starting your collection all over again. Make sure to thumbs up, comment, subscribe, turn notification bells down below. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.